Alright, ladies and gentlemen, how you guys doing? It's Wednesday, January the 26th, 2022. Thank you for joining me here tonight for another metallic episode of Music of Destruction. Bringing you the very best in metal-related content right here on YouTube on the only metal channel you need. If you missed anything in the past week, the eye in the upper right corner, click it. Get caught up on all of my latest videos. I'd really appreciate it. If you want me to review anything, drop a suggestion in the comment section. I do take a snippet and save them. I am going to be getting to some requests in the coming weeks. It is quite difficult when you got so much metal to go through in your own collection, not to mention everything else I'm working on, but I will get to your stuff eventually. Slam, deathcore, metalcore, and modern tech death are fucking garbage, so if you love that stuff, that's your personal opinion. I can't stand it. Remember, subscribe and turn on that bell so you don't miss anything. This is one of the hardest working channels on the platform in the niche of metal and the #1 on the platform. No one's going to give it to you upfront, brutally honest, controversial, and opinionated. Regardless of fucking the hate that I receive, I don't give a fuck. Welcome to Album Ranking Wednesdays here on the channel, and tonight we're going deep beneath the earth into the United Kingdom for a ranking of an absolute legendary band and among the pioneers of industrial metal along with Ministry, with Godflesh. And I know a lot of you have been wondering if I enjoy industrial metal, and the answer is yes. It just depends on the band, and I'm very picky about industrial metal. Now, Godflesh happened to be one of my favorite bands, and I'm going to be purchasing a number of their albums and reviewing them here on the channel for you guys. Now, before we get into the ranking, I'm going to give you guys some background history on Godflesh. Godflesh is highly regarded as one of the pioneers of industrial metal along with Ministry, as I said, and they took industrial to the next level with their fuse of heavy guitars, slow drum machine rhythms, and effects. Now, Godflesh's influences include metal bands Black Sabbath and Celtic Frost, with punk acts Killing Joke and Crass, and various industrial bands such as Swans, Throbbing Gristle, and Whitehouse, for example. Now, singer and songwriter Leonard Cohen was another distinct influence. Now, many of Godflesh's songs and album titles, as well as some lyrics, were borrowed from him, which is fine with me. Contrary to popular belief, Godflesh is not grindcore or death metal. They play an experimental form of industrial metal with some drone and industrial elements and some electronic experimental stuff, which is really cool. And throughout their career, their sound has consistently evolved and has incorporated various influences from electronic music, hip-hop, and shoegaze in terms of combining different elements with the industrial metal. Alright, so let's get into it, shall we? Coming in at number 8, Us and Them, released in 1999 on Earache Records. This is a electronic album mixed with metal, and I do like it. It's not a very powerful album for me personally. I do think it's pretty good, but by Godflesh's standards, I was kind of less than impressed when they went in this direction personally. If you like this album, that's cool, totally great. I don't hate it, but it's just kind of a weird album to me, and I have listened to it a lot, and through repeated listenings I just find it to be a little bit less than stellar. It's not bad, it's pretty good. Us and Them gets number 8. Coming in at number 7, A World Lit Only by Fire, released in 2014 on Avalanche Records. This was a great album, a return to the Street Cleaner days, which I absolutely love, because that's a fucking great album. And a lot of people were kind of put off by the fact that they kind of seemed like they were going backwards instead of forwards. But when you've pioneered a genre and you've got such a great statement like your first album, you really don't want to strafe away from it. I mean, at least that's just my personal opinion and my thoughts on it. This is an awesome fucking album, and I love the fact that they're going back to the Street Cleaner direction with, of course, that industrial experimentation. Once again, this is a great record. A World Lit Only by Fire gets number 7. Coming in at number 6, Post Self, released in 2017 on Avalanche Recordings. Now, this one had a little bit better use of the electronic elements. It wasn't so hip-hoppy. It was a lot more ambient and a bit more avant-garde, and it mixed great with that industrial metal. This is a pretty fucking killer album for me. Post Self is decent, and I recommend it if you like that electronic element with some avant-garde stuff and industrial metal. Then Post Self's going to be right up your alley. This is pretty good stuff. Number 6, Post Self. Coming in at number 5, we have Hymns, released in 2001 on Music for Nations, industrial metal with drone. Now this album is very immersive and atmospheric, okay? And being that I am a massive drone fan, this one stands out to me in so many ways. It left a tremendous impression on me, and I love this record to fucking death. And I think this was a good direction for Godflesh to move into, and I feel, based on some of their previous works, that this was kind of a natural direction for them to go into by bringing in those drone elements. This is a great album, number 5, Hymns. Coming in at number 4, Songs of Love and Hate, released in 1996 on Earache Records. This one had a little bit of those hip-hop elements. They went a little bit more into the hip-hop stuff, kind of like what Anthrax did with Onyx, or was it Biohazard and Onyx, sorry. Kind of gives you that a little bit of that time period, that era. This is great stuff. I mean, in 96, bands were experimenting with all different kinds of genres and sounds, and this album does pull it off quite well, though it's not something that left a tremendous mark on me. It's definitely a very unique album, and for that reason it gets number 4, Songs of Love and Hate. Coming in at number 3, we have Selfless, released in 1994 on Earache Records. Again, industrial metal with drone, but the drone on this one is a lot more emphasized, and it's more ambient and dark, and I love the soundscapes and the atmosphere and the visions that it creates and the emotions. And this is a great album. Selfless is definitely a benchmarking album for them, and it saw them going off in different directions after this album, but the drone here is very emphasized, and I love the crunchiness of the industrial metal. This is a great album. Selfless gets number 3. Coming in at number 2, Pure, released in 1992 on Earache Records. Straight up industrial metal album with that avant-garde approach, with some experimentation and things of that nature, and a powerful album. I really fucking love Pure, and I think everybody should own this. I'm going to be getting it as well. And it was a continuation of Street Cleaner in a lot of ways, but it saw them branching off in some more directions that would lead to the sound you'd hear on subsequent albums, and this is a great release, number 2, Pure. Coming in at number 1, of course, Street Cleaner, released in 1989 on Earache Records, a pioneering industrial metal album. So many different elements going on here, so many different sounds and experimentation, but it kept a core industrial metal sound with a lot of darkness, because the album cover is taken from the film Altered States from 1980, so that's kind of the theme of this record. It's very urban, it's very dirty sounding, it's very mechanical, and just sounds like a desolate wasteland, and it's very urban sounding as well in that type of atmospheric vein, and definitely a very fucking awesome album. And Street Cleaner gets my number 1. I'm going to be buying this one. This is going to be one of the first reviews from Godflesh. Going to be ordering this one very, very soon, so look forward to that. Alright, so there you have it, another album ranking in the books here on the channel. Hope you enjoyed the premiere. If you're new, subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you don't miss anything. teespring.com/music-of-destruction for merch there. Also have a Bonfire store, bonfire.com/store/music-of-destruction. New merch has gone up, putting up some new stuff very, very soon. If you want to support on Patreon, The Seed, episode 35, The History of Cryptopsy, one of my favorite brutal death metal bands, at least old Cryptopsy, up on Patreon, patreon.com/music-of-destruction. Pick $5 tier. You get access to all my podcasts. Going to be working on a new podcast soon for The Seed. Colton James and myself are working on Aliens for a Beyond the Big Screen movie and game review. We did finish Alien. Head on over there and subscribe. Check out the Alien review. It's very in-depth, awesome stuff. The Aliens review is going to be even better. And yeah, great channel. We do game streams over there. We're going to be doing game reviews as well. Thank you guys for watching tonight. Like, comment, subscribe, share this video. We'll see you for Top 15 Thursdays for my Top 15 metal albums from 1985. Have an awesome night. Stay metal. See you in the next video.